Hi, this is Pastor Dave. Welcome to Persistent Hope. Persistent Hope is a nonprofit 501(c) that exists to find practical ways to share and show the love of Jesus Christ. Now, Monday we started talking about how God, one of his character qualities is this: he cannot be completely understood. You know, we live in a time when technology is changing everything. It changes how we get information, and it changes how we do life. A few weeks ago, Connie and I were in Montana, and we were in a beautiful part with lousy cell coverage. And we were both complaining that we're not able to see videos that was being sent by family and friends. You know, videos of their kids, of their pets, or some neat place they were going on vacation. We couldn't get them. The coverage wasn't good enough. Boy, it was just a few years ago, we never would have thought it was even possible to look at videos on a phone that way. We live in a time when we are getting more and more information. It's been said that if all the information gathered from the beginning of civilization to 1950, all the information from the start of civilization till 1950, if that equaled 1 inch, then all the information from 1950 to the year 2000 would equal several feet. And all the information that we have learned since the year 2000 would be taller than the Washington Monument. But you know, advances in technology and the increase of information does not mean we have more understanding. God cannot be understood. But you know what that really means? That means you can't put him in a box. Let's be honest. There are people who would be comfortable with a God who would let them do what they wanted to, however they wanted to. That they would allow, this God would allow them to do what they wanted. They'd like that idea. Hey, years ago, did you ever see the movie Bruce Almighty? It starred Jim Carrey. And the character who played God, Morgan Freeman, suddenly gave him the power to become God. Okay, I know it's a movie, but hang with me. So Jim Carrey, as God, decided his first act would be this. He was going to answer every prayer with a yes. He was going to answer every prayer in the world with a yes. Now, the movie's a comedy, but one of the serious moments in the movie is what happens when everyone gets their prayers answered. Other people are negatively affected by the yes that person got in their prayers. And the world winds up in utter chaos. God's not a puppy that you train to do tricks. Nor does he always do things the way we want them done. Just because you may choose to pray, thy will be done, that does not mean it's going to go the way you want. There are no guarantees. There's no, if we do this, God will do that. You see, real Christianity, real following Jesus Christ, is a life of faith. And the Bible defines faith as the substance of everything we hope for and the evidence of everything we cannot see. Look, here's what we know. The world is broken. We are changing. Life isn't always fair. And not everything God does makes sense, but he is good. Here's what it says in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55. God speaking, my thoughts aren't your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Hey, I've got an assignment. Sometime today, just bow your head and pray. God, draw me close to you. God bless. Talk to you more on Friday. So, Isaiah 55. God's thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. What does that mean? You know, we call Psalms a book filled with praise to God, but it's also a book of many laments. God, why? This doesn't make sense. Even Christ's final words on the cross. God, why have you forsaken me? Now, look, he was quoting Psalm chapter 22, verse 1. But I wonder if at that point he wasn't carrying the sins of the world and he felt the separation from his Father. Things happen in life that do not make sense, and they hurt, and they wound. And sometimes they happen to us, and we had nothing to do with the decisions made that brought us that pain or that difficulty. Worse yet, sometimes those hard things happen and it's our own doing. We didn't keep our mouth shut. We didn't take time to wait to get the whole story. We passed something on that we had no business even holding on to. You see, God is not us, and he can't be figured out. We can't box him, nor can we say if we do this, he'll do that. He is God. He's beyond us. The life of faith isn't guaranteeing that if you follow him now, things get better. The life of faith is guaranteed this side of the grave, there will be brokenness and sin and sorrow and grief. How's that for encouragement? Actually, that's great encouragement. When things are going great, that's when God can seem the least real. And when you're going through your season, your challenge, your difficulty, your struggle, your pain, your wound, your addiction, your flaws, your stubbornness, your opinions, your rights, when you're going through all of that and it's falling apart all around you, oh, can God seem so real? Now, he'll correct you. He's not just going to hug you and let you keep going. He's going to show you it's not working. You might as well try and float a boulder. But if you let him begin to show you a little bit of how deep and wide and long and high is his love, things may not get better, but you will be a different person. I just feel especially today someone has needed to hear this. So I'm going to pray for you, that you'll repeat what I invited the radio to pray. God, draw me close to you. When you pray that, he may have some edges that have to be knocked off, because maybe as I want to draw closer to him, I have an idea of what it should look like. But since he cannot be understood, I don't think I better ask to be drawn close to him with any other idea than this: do what it takes to draw me closer to you.